Hi there, I am Stephanie Oden, and I am your host for this masterclass, E plus R equals O. If this is your first experience with me, welcome and thank you for joining this masterclass. It is all about that concept, success principle number one, take 100% responsibility. A little bit about me. I am a certified success principles trainer. I am a best-selling author, and I am also a home business owner. So I specialize in helping home business owners attract leads, have more confidence, and move through that overwhelm as they're next scaling their business. And so one of the topics you may have seen my name on is zero rejection marketing makeover, as well as the E plus R equals O. And I'll be starting up a mastermind along these, the concept of success principles, 5 of the most fundamental success principles. So today I want to talk to you about success principle number 1, which is absolutely fundamental to you being able to move forward. And hopefully I'll be able to share the concepts with you in a way that you understand. So like I said, it's all about taking 100% responsibility. So for example, do you ever feel frustrated? And look, you can be successful and still feel these things. So do you ever feel frustrated, struggling, confused, trying to figure things out? We go through those waves of ups and downs in our business and in our life. Like, I get it. There's a wealth of knowledge here for you to access, but I totally get it, even with that wealth of knowledge. And the key really comes in being able to take 100% responsibility. So to be able to have that level of self-esteem that is healthy to navigate the ups and downs, you want to be able to take responsibility. I want to pose this to you. Everything up that you currently are experiencing, you have either promoted, created it, or allowed it. You've either created it, promoted it, or allowed it. Now, the first time I heard that, I wanted to fight against it. I'm like, well, I didn't create such and such. No, everything, I either created it, promoted it, or allowed it. Those are the 3 categories. You create your experiences, your successes, and the quality of your relationships and your health by your thoughts and beliefs, by your images that you carry in your mind, and by the actions that you take as a result of those. And part of taking 100% responsibility, and I will get to the E plus R equals O, part of taking 100% responsibility is around act as if you are 100% responsible. Now, I know that a lot of times you'll think, well, this happened or that happened, but act as if you're 100% responsible. You act as if it was true, like your life and your results, you will produce better results in your life. When your choices don't, if you act as if you're 100% responsible, when your choices don't align with that, what do? You make different choices. So there's a simple formula, and I've teased you about it for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and just share it with you. And that formula really is E plus R equals O. So what is E? E is the event. It's the thing that happened, right? It's the thing a lot of people get stuck on. Then there's the R, which is the response to said event. And then there's the O, which is an outcome that comes as a result of the event plus the response is going to give you an outcome. Now, a lot of people like to blame the event, right? I mentioned that a little bit. But your point of power really is in your ability to respond. Now, let me just go back. I mentioned some things earlier, and I might have went over them really fast, and you might not have caught those things, but I'm going to break them down as they pertain to E plus R equals O. Within that R, the thoughts and beliefs, right? So that's your self-talk, that's your conscious, that's your subconscious. Those are the things that are contained within that thought bucket of response, because there's 3 responses that you have control over. You have control over your thoughts and your beliefs, your self-talk, your conscious and your subconscious. Now, sometimes we think we don't have control over our subconscious, but we do. The second one is the images that we put in our mind and the images we hold in our mind. So visual images of the past, which we consider those memories, and the images of the future. And I love creating future memories. Like I learned that from one of my mentors, and he was talking about that. And Jack talks about that as well, is creating future memories. And that is something that you hang on to. And then your actions. So your thoughts and beliefs, your visual images, your past images, and your future images, and your behavior, which is in your actions, right? Your actions, the behaviors that you take, which include what you say and how you say it, and what you do and don't do. Those are the 3 responses that you have control over. You cannot control the event. The outcome is going to be based on the result of your response, and you can have 3 ways that you can control your response. So what if I said to Johnny, hey Johnny, I think you're an idiot. I just think you're an idiot. Now, many of you would think, wow, she's pretty bold, and I thought it was supposed to be heart-centered leadership here, right? She's pretty bold in telling Johnny that he's an idiot. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what I say to Johnny if he does not embrace that concept in his mind, then it's not true for him. So even though we would get riled up because we think, oh my gosh, she is just, ugh. But if he doesn't carry that image of himself, then he's not going to pick up that image regardless of what I tell him. It's really important that we understand that we have a choice. And sometimes when people say things to us and we respond in a certain way, it's because at some level, we believe that insecurity about ourselves. And so we will respond. And even though I said that about Johnny, we'll respond on Johnny's behalf because something rises up that's related to something that we have experienced. So what if I tell you that you have green hair and you know you don't have green hair? Well, it won't be true for you. You won't take offense at me saying that you have green hair because you know that you don't have green hair. It won't affect how you feel in any way. Okay. So you have a choice to say, wow, she can't see anything, or that's not true, and not grasp onto that truth. So there's times when people say things to us and we gravitate to that, we respond to that because at some level we hold that truth to be true about ourselves. So we're controlling. If we get angry, if we get upset, or if we get mad, it's because at some level we believe something that may or may not be true, and we respond in that way. So Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning, he said that the last choice you always have is your attitude. You have control of your attitude. He was in a concentration camp in World War II, and people were dying all around him. It was horrible. However, he decided that no one would own his spirit. That's really key, that no one would own his spirit. He chose to find meaning and purpose in his experience. He discovered that those people who choose to have hope, listen to this. Um, he saw that those people who chose to have hope, they survived longer. So you have the ability to choose your attitude. Nobody makes you have a bad attitude. You choose that. And don't give up your power to other people. Now, there are some things that you do have to give up. You do have to give up blaming, complaining, justifying, defending, and excuse making. The five factor, you do have to give that up. When you look at complaining, think about gravity. Like, who goes around saying, oh, that gravity today, that gravity, I can't believe gravity showed up today. Well, we don't complain about that. We have no control over gravity. We just accept that as is. So giving up blame for things that are outside of your circumstances and the conditions. See, when you're complaining, you're usually complaining to the wrong person most of the time. And you're complaining about something that you have the power to change. People often complain about the weather, not because they can control it, but they complain about it in hopes that there's something better. Complaining means that you have a reference point for something better, and that you prefer, and you're not willing to risk creating. It also means that you're putting attention on what you don't want rather than what you do want, and activating the law of attraction to get more of what you don't want. Did you catch that? So when I complain, I'm actually putting attention and energy towards something I don't want. And that's activating the law of attraction, which means there's a high probability I'm going to get what I don't want. So complaining doesn't do you any good. So those five: blaming, complaining, justifying, blaming, complaining, justifying. What were the other two? Oh goodness. Blaming, complaining, justifying, defending. Yes. Blaming, complaining, justifying, defending, and excuse making. Like, those are the five. So if you think about Martin Luther King Jr., he didn't say, I have a complaint. He said, I have a dream. That's what he said. So let's talk about something like practicals, because you may still not be believing that you have control over your attitude. What if I tell you to write down, I can't? And then write down a list of things that you can't do. Just write them down. So, for example, I can't get up in the morning and go to the gym. Okay. Something else that you can't do. Just write that down. Now, take that and use the word I won't. Okay. Use the word I won't. For example, I won't go to the gym. Wow. That's different, isn't it? That is different. I won't. What's different? What changed? Do you feel that difference? Like, I really want you to do this. I really want you to do this exercise. When you say, I can't, change it to I won't. See how it feels different for you. And within that, there's no I can't. There only I choose not to. Now, I did this session with a group, and they gave me some crazy answers, and to in their attempt to prove it wrong. But there are choices. There are choices. And when you put in that space of I won't or I choose to, when you When you put in that space that I choose to, then you find solutions and you find answers that you may not have created in before. If you want to be successful, you need to eliminate the phrase, I can't. Choose to eliminate the phrase, I can't. Eliminate the phrase, I can't. Now, there's no perfection here. We all have moments, but it's about what are you doing 80% of the time, right? That you're really operating in that zone, because then you can come back quicker. What I can't do you need to remove from your life? And that's why this is really pivotal with us studying this as we go into the mastermind, because what things that'll come up are going to be pushing you outside of your comfort zone, dreaming more than you ever have before, step into a space that you haven't gone to before. When you replace that I can't with I won't, that is the law of replacement. That's making a different choice. I can't answer all my emails. I won't answer all my emails. Nobody can make you do anything. And that's a big concept. Nobody can make you do anything. We think we say that, but nobody can make you do anything. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. Did you hear me? You always have a choice. You always have a choice about your attitude. So remember Victor, and it was horrible, but he decided that when he held on to hope, he lived longer. He chose that. And I'm not downplaying any of that horrific things that were going on around him. I could not imagine it. I just can't even imagine that. But one of the things that helped him survive was that hope. If you don't like the outcomes, that's what's so great about the choice. That choice to take 100% responsibility for your R in the middle, right? Your E plus your R is equal to the outcome. The big part about that R is you do have a choice. You can keep doing what you're doing, or when you choose, you can choose new responses. That is, you can choose new thoughts, you can choose new beliefs, you can choose new behaviors, you can choose new outlooks. You can choose that. You can change your subconscious routing in your mind. You can choose that. If you don't like the outcome, you can change your responses. That is your choice. So when you utilize the E plus R equals O, when you utilize that number one success principle, that really facilitates all the other success principles, allowing them to be at the place where they can be fully activated in your life. And that's what I wanted to share with you. I look forward to seeing you in some of my future master classes. Again, I have one that's to help you really come up with a clear, personalized marketing strategy, and you're talking to your ideal clients. I have another class, master class, that is all around capturing the power of aroma and activating your affirmations. And I will also be doing this class again, the Take 100% Responsibility, E plus R equals O. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in my next masterclass.